Oh, I know why. Or do I know why? I don't even know if you can hear me. There we go. There was something kind of major missing there. Ha! Yeah, so I'm just practicing over here on the Yeti. I don't know if the sound is as good over here. I like that you all watch me as I go along to make sure I'm an acceptable expresser of my individuality. Hmm. Have you ever seen a Shruti box? This is a Shruti box. Shruti. Shruti. It's an Indian, I call it an Indian breathing instrument. Some people say that it's like a harmonium. It looks like I'm going to have to back up a little bit for this to go. Oh, there's a lot of gear around me. So much gear. I'm sitting on this drum, trying to play the Shruti box. So here's the Shruti box. Let's see how it goes. Drop it down a bit. Ta, mati. It's a Halloween instrument. Lots of let's get something sweet here. Just for you to appreciate for a moment. Pretty close. Practicing live. Live practice is the best. Live practice is my favorite because it recreates the scenario of being judgeable and potentially disappointing. Let's see what happens here. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Anna emu anna emu anna amuye anu yama yama anna emuye anu anna emuye anna Let's try. Ready? never know how I'm going to get my inspiration. Sometimes it's a strange sound coming out of a box that looks like a briefcase. And this may be the case today. I never know when I'm going to get my next inspiration. It's a matter of trust and having the wherewithal to explore the unknown. Onoya baya gamotoya ayanasoyaye notoaya beata oya amaya konaye notawaya beata oya amaya konaye notawaya beata oya amaya konaye Yao no way mose amai no yave yave yao. Yao yo way ya say yo my ya yo the way ya ve yao. Yao yo way ya say yo my ya yo ya way ya ve yao. Yao yo way ya say yo my ya yo ya way ya ve yao. Yao yo way ya say yo my ya yo ya way ya way yao. Yao yo way ya say yo my ya way ya way ya way yao. Yao yo way ya say yo my ya way ya way ya way yao. Yao yo way ya say yo my ya way ya way ya way yao. Yao yo way ya say yo my ya way ya way ya way yao. Yao yo way ya say yo my ya way ya way ya way yao. Yao yo way. You're still with me. Awesome. You are up for an adventure. Tikomaya la way ya say yo maya wo ya way ya say yao. Yao yo way ya say yo maya wo ya way ya say yao. Yao yo way ya say yo maya wo ya way ya say yao. Yao yo way ya say yo maya wo ya way ya say yao. Yao yo way ya say yo maya wo ya way ya say yao. Yao yo way ya say yo maya wo ya way ya say yao. Yao yo way ya say yo maya wo ya way ya say yao. Yao yo way ya say yo maya wo ya way ya say yao. Yao yo way ya say yo maya wo ya way ya say yao. Abueya, 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 onosanzu moyo we azuko ye onozo amase yawe ye yo ye yo we 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 ye yo Sanate, Amatotaimo, Sukomaya Tonomadai, Matarsa, Imorotao, Seminio Toki, Maratai, and no la Pasi, Masokaye, Sonobao, and no Dozi, Munozabe, and Zao, Kononabaye, Bozaki, Monodaye, Bozamaye, Amaye, no Namaos, Uwe, Mase, your mouse away, you may, Yazamose. Isamutai, Otono Bokoreta, Samoya, Naradoya, Emasa, no go, Ebe, Sumoya, Bakata, Umutuda, Bayawete, Emata, Imuto, Zapute, Imutuata, Imututo, Wataepe, Emata, Utua, Sutue, Mutaya, Sutuataya, Pue, Simata, Utua, Sutue, Mutaya, Nuzabatu, Eya, in the wise of the way, Mutoya, in the way I would away you. Eya, in the wise of the way, Mutoya, in the way I would away you. And I buy in the one and I way, and I buy in the one I in the way. When I buy in the one and I way, and I buy in the one I in the way. When I buy in the one and I way, and I buy in the one I in the way. When I buy in the one on my way, way I buy in the one on the way. A lot of people talking about being afraid. Me too, you. Afraid of not choosing my own experience. Afraid of forgetting the extent of my capacity, our capacity, the possibility of cultivating freedom from a central point, untouchable by any external or opposing force, like a flame that doesn't go out. Freedom. I didn't know the music was going to come out like this. I didn't know this was ever going to happen. Ever. I thought something else was going to happen. Who relates to that? I thought something else was going to happen. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't announce the details of my leanings because I am not in for leaning. I'm not trying to lean. If you can lean, you can glean freedom and be free of that feeling of not being on balance. Is what I experience in a lean, is not being on balance. It's just a challenge to always sort of hold the position in opposition to another. I have no interest in standing in opposition to my sister or my brothers or everybody in between and all the others. I have no interest in standing in opposition to those who agree potentially with me that love is the trajectory, that love is the trajectory. And I'm just sitting here, I'm going to let the words keep coming out because I used to think in a way that got in the way of this flow. And it wasn't that long ago, you know, it wasn't that long ago. So here I am today having a lot of experiences anew with this Soul by Noah energy coming through and feeling this comfort and home and allowing Amelia to roam freely through and realizing that I get to own that there are two of the yous in the eye that I know when I look in the mirror. Fearer or no fearer. There are two yous in the eye that I know. And that works for me. The scariest thing to be in front of the world is crazy, but then we have no control over people's perspectives, right? Like the definition of crazy is totally subjective. So who's making that statement? You know what? Well, let's not do that. Well, it seems a little, you know, that thing that people say that the definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different response. We're kind of in that flow. We've been in that flow a bit. We've been doing the same things over and over for a really long time and keep expecting a different response. We've been using resistance and hatred and war and anger and killing and intolerance and judgment for a long, long time, and still wanting this somehow peaceful occurrence within each of us and around us. And I'm looking at the math of that. I'm looking at the math of that, putting on my alchemist hat and being like, yo, this shit does not want to turn to gold. I mean, it would if it could, and it would if I wouldn't. I don't know if that's a real person or an AI that watches this video as the one observer, and it doesn't matter. That's the whole point of everything, is like whatever you believe is happening, whatever you perceive to be happening, it doesn't matter because it is what it is. And all that is really your business is the business of your isness in that moment. How am I in this moment defining freedom, surrender, freedom? They bend and lend to one another. I read that the definition of surrender was to go over to the winning side. Well, since every word ever spoken by any human always was open to their interpretation as far as we've seen, hence things that we call fake or real, right? False or true. I suppose it's up to you to define winning. Winning for me is the end of slavery. on all levels, in every way. And being willing to look the camera in the eye and not lie, but say, I see you looking at me, and I'm looking at you too. Whoever you are, you AI or you real you. I see you looking at me, and I'm looking at you too. And even now I experience love, not knowing if that above is as this below, and so and so. Peace doves flying through. Kanaya Musaya Emata Emusaya Mae Emata Emutoya Nanaye Emata Emusuya Tayae Emata Emusuya Nanaye Emata Emusuya Tayawe Emata Emusuya Tatawe Emata Emazio Tatawe Emata Emusitawa Yawe Emata Emuzia Nue Emata Emaziwa Nawe Emata Emoya Nawe Emata Emaya Nawe Emata Emaya Nawe You way, 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 yeah, you way, 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 yeah, you way, 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 yeah, you way, 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 yeah, you way, 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 yeah, you way, you way, you way, you way. You way, you way, you way, yeah, you way, 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 yeah, you way, 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 yeah, you way, you way, you way, you way. You way, you way, you way, yeah, you way, 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 yeah, you way, you way, you way, you way. I'm gonna turn it up again. My friends. You way, 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 yeah. I'm just letting things change, you know. The silence and the different location and the different platform, it's just all part of the change. The range of Solvi is vast. And have you ever heard the saying, the fastest way to get somewhere is slowly? So I accept slowly, flowingly, knowing that the slow is how I observe more and learn and eventually even know a thing or two. And yes, if you're looking for the way out, it is through. If you're looking for a way out, it is through. Musuna emaye bauzumota imusia matoye auzumeta uzupikasa auzumeta uzukuia mate zeta uzukuia ba auzumeta uzukuia nate auzumeta uzukuia da auzumeta uzukuia nate auzumeta uzukuia da auzumeta uzukuia nate auzumeta uzukuia da auzumeta uzukuia nate auzumeta uzukuia na 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 auzumeta uzukuia nate auzumeta uzukuia. Today someone was like, people need to know that this is what's really going on, and people need to know that that's really what's going on, and people need to know that this is right, and people need to know that this is wrong, and people need to know, and people need to know. But it doesn't matter what people need to know, because people believe what they want to believe, and they see through the lens of perceiving, which is not a clear and pure lens. It's a distorted perspective on things. Your perception changes reality. The minute you perceive it, the reception has been remixed, so at least remixed. And that's okay. Sometimes we accidentally get it right, but mostly we don't. So what if on the way to the next fight, we remember that everybody's probably always going to have a different perspective? And if that's the true, what does it look like to be protective of who you are and what you believe and how you perceive? And is it necessary to hold on to that which has been remixed and no longer represents what is in its absolute isness? Anybody in the business of isness? Mia gata the way you know way. Mia gata the way you're the wow. Mia gata the way you're the way. Mia gata the way you're the wow. Mia gata the way you're the way. Mia gata the way you're the wow. Mia gata the way you're the way. Mia gata the way, Dear AI, dear girl and guy behind AI, dear whatever gender you be, bending reality into what we're calling our artificiality, but what is artificial about something we can see and experience, and what is real about it at that? For me, it's like it's all true or it's all false. It just depends on where you're standing and if what you believe. And beliefs obviously change quickly with new evidence, new perspectives, new experiences. So I'm trying. Onanamate is the todo amatata it's a ginataruta and mate di tramonte che ascoltata de patana torsnaki and monodote che era bruto da che non suone let it go. Yeah, Amasuki Matai, this is getting long. But I'm gonna let it go because this is just for me to practice and allow it to be out there in whatever form, you know. With your perception of me, you're free. With the truth of me, that's my space. Remember that place? Actually, that's where some of my songs are still up. That's one of the places where some of my songs are solely exist, like Bursting Supernova. Oh. I'm gonna try. Or the music is gonna say goodbye. I wonder how I could do that. Kuntutempuze, Gampunzambaye, Bonzayeke, Bonzongeyote, Bandude, Gambayonzengadai, Bonzongeate, Gonzumbe, Yombayonzengondai, Bonzongeate, Zayubai, Shubatam, Skutape, Bonzongeyote, Bayudai, Onzabuyogozamade. Okay, just messing around for a minute. Bonzom geo bai, beom bea daum bea bao, bonzom gea bai, beom deom daum deom dao, bonzom geom dai, beom deom dao. Bonzom geom bai, beom deom dao, deom dao, bonzom geom dai, beom deom dao. Bonzom geom dai, beom deom dao, deom dao, bonzom geom dai, beom deom dao. Bonzom geom dai, beo deom dao, deom dao, bonzom geom dai, beo deom dao. Bonzom geo dai, deo deom dao, deom dao, bonzom geo dai, deo deom dao, bonzom geo dai, deo deom dao, bonzom geo dai, deo deom dao. My voice recently got deeper, and I'm still exploring that realm. Bonzom geo dai, deo bonzom geo dai, deo deom dao, bonzom geo dai, deo deom dao, bonzom geo dai, deo deom dao, bonzom geo dai, deo deom dao. Bonzom geo dai, deo deom dao, bonzom geo dai, deo deom dao, bonzom geo dai, deo deom dao. Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing and then I'm gonna go.
That's what I always say.
Pomzataka unsu iftaka ason hepa unsu kiana otigra unsu kepa tanatiki unsu kepa tanaki kara unsu kiata unsu kiana otigra unsu kepa tanaki unsu kira tanaki kara unsu kiata. Imsokaya viratapi, imsokaya virapsu, imsokaya viratapi, imsokaya vuan. Imsokaya viratapi, imsokaya virata, imsokaya viratapi, imsokaya vuan. Imsokaya virata, imsokaya virata, imsokaya viratapi, imsokaya virata, imsokaya viratapi, imsokaya virata, imsokaya viratapi, imsokaya virata, imsokaya viratapi, imsokaya virata, imsokaya virata. It's strange how it goes blank, sinking into a darkness where words are farther away than usual. Not to abuse the muse. Have you ever heard the saying, the muse cannot be real? I've lived that. I have been perceived as a muse to many and gotten real with a few, if any, but a few, if any. And I have many a muse. And what feels real is the inspiration, yet the aspiration. Yet the aspiration. Are you waiting for me to say a thing or sing in a way that will allow you to say, quiet, woman, stop with your freedom. Join them, you'll never beat them. Hold your tongue again, woman. Be among the many, instead of with your lap laid in the lap of one, your head laid in the lap of one. Laying my head in the lap of one. Laying my head in the lap of one. I'm the one they make fun of, but I'm used to that. I've been getting bullied and teased my whole life, from people as far away as someone who didn't know me and judged me from across the street to those members of my very own family. And I guess it did me some good because now I stand here and allow people to see me and experience me and judge me however they like. It's just perception. And whatever ill might be wished or whatever deal they're fishing for, I'm just fishing off my shore, you know, catching divine glimpses, beaming through the cosmos, simple, bringing the smile to the dimple.